This is hands down the most creepiest video you'll ever watch today. Let's just start.
6 beings that are going to come out of hiding after disclosure. Number 1 is Sasquatches. Large communities of them live everywhere in some famous areas are the Appalachians and the Rocky Mountains. Earth is essentially their home. There was a time in history when Native Americans lived symbiotically with them and were very respectful of their communities. But the European colonialists came and forced these beings into hiding. They considered the Native Americans animals and savages and considered the Sasquatches the same. Number 2 is merfolk and sirens. There was actually a time when merfolk tried to have a symbiotic relationship with humans as they do with all life in the ocean. A lot of merfolk discovered humans, and those first humans were typically pirates. But you know how greedy ass humans do when they come across something they don't understand. They captured them, tortured them, and put them on display, and ate them, which is still done to this day. If that doesn't hurt your heart, you're not human. Number 3 is reptilians. There are so many types, and many of them see Earth as home and are very benevolent. They've been here since way before humans were even around. Some are malevolent from off Earth and have come here for an agenda. Millions walk among us, and many of them are in places that you would never think that they would be at. The malevolent ones have done this on many other planets in the galaxy. Earth is just one that they want. Number 4, werewolves. These are beings that have a mix of human DNA and wolf/wolf extraterrestrial DNA. This allows them to change form, and there's so many tales on them, I don't even have to say none, you already know. They walk among us more than you know because they've been around for a long time. I've noticed that their ability is usually linked to emotion, so it's like they could change form based on emotion a lot. People ask why they don't come out of hiding sooner. You think they're going to be accepted by people? Look me in the eye and tell me the average human is going to accept them.
Bruh.
Number 5 is fairies. These are nature spirits who have a long history of being at war with humans since the beginning of human expansion on the planet. It was decided to go into hiding, only interacting with people who are open to them or can perceive them. Number 6 is human-looking ETs. They literally come in all colors of the rainbow. They come in different shapes and sizes, and they're here either because they see Earth as home, they're here for a mission, or both. They look so human, they don't even have to mask anything. Maybe just their way of seeing the world and their personality? They are here to help the consciousness shift on Earth and have been preparing for open contact. They see humans as their cousins, so they already know how we roll, they already know how we do, and they're here to help. Now, we can't say 100% of them are here to help, just as we can't say 100% of anything is 100% of something, but majority of them are benevolent.
When we're out in the sun, we're all at the mercy of Mother Nature. But think about it. To get the protection the black man has naturally, the white man needs a sunscreen like UV.
Yeah, right?
So, Mother Nature must be black.
Message. Amin Ra, Abraham. Amin means hidden, which means black. Ra means sun. The black sun. The black sun is what? The black dot. The black dot is what? The pine eagle. The sun, light bringer, Lucifer. The fallen ones, the fallen god. Lucifer, the fallen god. What it means by fallen? You were once in the spiritual realm. Then the vibration slowed down and you gradually took on a physical body. You are the damn fallen gods. You are the titans, the titans. The word hell comes from the word Hayel. Hayel means physical earth. Hylics, physical people, physical body. You live in hell. It means the physical realm.
What is the mystery behind these blue ceilings and blue, the color blue itself? Like, it's like there's a lot of mystery around it, and I've seen a lot of videos about it, but then I don't understand. Like, I heard in ancient times, or I learned in ancient times, the color blue wasn't a color, like it wasn't recognized. So I don't know if it's that. I don't know if that's the reason why these things are not, like when there's even a burn, it doesn't get burnt. But then I'll try and see if I'll experiment by myself to see if I can burn something blue. But then I think it's gonna burn. But yeah, let's get back to the video.
People who remember these things from McDonald's are getting older now. Remember when Mickey D's had those plastic coffee stirrers until they got discontinued because people were using them for other reasons? McDonald's dinosaur hand puppets. Remember when McDonald's used to fry their apple pies and serve them piping hot like the surface of the sun in summer? McPizza, yep, McDonald's actually used to sell pizza. And these nostalgic spaghetti boxes. The cookies from Happy Meals, haven't seen those in ages. Back when McDonald's actually catered to kids. Now, just Sad McBoxes. The $1 menu. Honestly, the best deal I've ever seen. The 90s party room. Do you remember that big tree? All those little party favors you'd get at a birthday party. You used to be able to get a cone without hearing, "Sorry, the machine's broken." Remember when McDonald's original fries were cooked in beef tallow? You could smell that amazing aroma the moment you walked in. Have you seen any of these?
Let me throw this out real quick. All these houses we are buying, mansion. We spend thousands to furnish living room 1, living room 2, dining area 1, dining area 2, kitchenette, playroom, theater. We just put everything in there. We spend a lot of money doing all this. But nobody's coming there to visit us. then we force people to come by doing parties by the poolside. And it's only the people who doesn't like us, the ones that hate us, that will come to the party. And once they are done, they won't come back again. So it's just gonna be you alone walking all around the house. You eat at dining table 1, dining table 2. Everywhere is now useless. You're only sitting in the living room. You're not even going anywhere. It's only you and your TV. I don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking today. Why don't we just, find a very small place, that you live, spend your money on yourself, travel the world, enjoy every moment of your life. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking wrongly. And it's not even investment anyway. If you're not making money from the house, and you're going to continue to pay property tax and insurance even though you finish paying the mortgage, it'll take you some time. Life is easy.
What if we only live in the reality where the world doesn't end? Hear me out.
What do you mean?
How many times has the world almost ended?
2012, that was one.
No, like, think about it. Many different occasions, different times. Like, how many times were they talking about nuclear war? They were talking about that shit in the 70s, 80s, right?
Okay.
They're still talking about it right now. They talk about it in like early 2000s. They always have that, And there are times, like, I'm pretty sure it got hot.
Yeah.
Now, what if we only live in the reality where it doesn't happen? Because somebody changes the dimension to the reality where it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, they manipulate our current reality and be like, boom, we're headed this direction. Let me steer us in the right one.
Who would be able to do that though?
Somebody that can control it. That's why they're messing up the Mandela effects. What if the reason so many Mandela effects are coming out is because of that?
Word.
So many new ones are coming out because they're steering us in the directions like, oh shit, it's getting hot.
Yeah.
And then boom, a new Mandela effect.
The abductors are not aliens from another world, but they're us.
That makes the most sense to me.
From another time. They're us from our own future. These are humans coming back because we gave our humanness away to technology. They're the product of the loss of their humanness. They're warning us not to do it, and they're also want it back. And they're thinking
that would explain the extraction of eggs and sperm.
Exactly, egg, sperm, and DNA. They're thinking they can at least merge some of this back into their existence. There's something about us that's worth preserving. There's something about us, and that this isn't going to go on for decades. We're at this, like, I mean, this is within the next year, 2 years, 3 years, certainly 5 years between now and 2030. If we give our humanness away, we can never go back. Because we're at a point in our evolution that they were in their evolution a long time ago, where they had to choose between biology and technology. They chose technology. They lost the ability for emotion. They lost the ability to conceive internally, sexually. It's all asexual.
When men and women share a meal, when men eat, the part of their brain that makes them happier gets stimulated. So a man is literally happier with himself, happier with life, and happier with his marriage right after he's eaten a meal. Women, when they eat the same meal, the part of their brain that sharpens their eyesight gets stimulated. And they become more aware of their environment, and they have lots to talk about. So women have more to talk about, men are more content and listen better, which is why so many good relationship memories happen around food. So it should actually be part of our strategy to build our marriage that we share meals together, and it extends to the family. Families that eat together really do have better relationships than ones who just eat on their own, because we're wired by our Creator that food and relationships go together.
So the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
It really is.
Hot take. Women have subconsciously trained men to just be okay with everything and not ask questions. I'll give you a perfect example. Homegirl invites you over at 12 in the morning. She doesn't want you judging her or thinking you're just going to go over there and use her and then dip. So she tells you, hey, look, I don't want you to think anything's going to happen when you come over. You say, okay, bet. You come over, you're taking off her clothes. Next thing you know, you see a matching set. Do you A, continue to take off her clothes and pretend like you haven't noticed anything? Or do you B, interrogate her? Hey, I know you said nothing was going to happen when I came over, but you're wearing a matching set. What's going on with that? Oh, you know, this is just so I can feel comfortable in my own skin, blah, 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 blah. That's funny you say that because, you know, to get comfortable, the first thing you do when you get home is you take off your bra. You know, so what's going on here now that you have a bra? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now you're talking yourself out of some play. But you know what? Just for the scenario, let's keep going. Take off her matching set, and you see that she's freshly shaved. Do you A, eat what's being served to you, or do you B, interrogate her? Hey, I know this is going to sound crazy again, but you said that nothing was going to happen, but I just happened to notice that you're freshly shaved. Like, I'm confused. What's going on? Well, you know, it was just that time I just did an everything shower, whatever the case may be. I just did this for me. Yeah, I hear you. You did that for you, but I just think it's weird that, like, I can still smell the Bath and Body Works almost as if, like, you did this before I came over. And I'm touching it. It seems a little damp. So it couldn't have. It seemed like you just did this a little bit right before you see, now you're talking yourself out of some play, all right? But for the sake of the scenario, let's keep going. You blow her back out, she goes to sleep. You go through her phone, you see that in the group chat, she told her friends, oh my God, I'm getting piped tonight. I'm so excited. The next morning, do you A, go for round 2, or B, interrogate her? Hey, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but you said nothing was going to happen last night, but I went through your phone. I saw in the group chat you said you were like super duper excited to get your back blown out. So I'm just confused. Like, what's going? You're talking yourself out of it, Your Honor. I rest my case. Women have subconsciously trained men to not ask questions.
Something cool you can do with
Crazy,
ChatGPT
right?
that you may not have known about is you can turn on the camera and give it eyes. ChatGPT. This is my Silverado 3500 right here. It's a 2025.
That's a nice truck. The Silverado 3500 looks great. Something specific under the hood?
Yeah, I see you noticed the hood's up. I'm trying to figure out, I've got this air intake that comes in right here. And then up here is a little box that comes off the air intake. What would that box be called?
Box is likely the resonator. It helps reduce engine noise from the air intake. It's pretty common on trucks like this.
Can I take that box off my truck?
You can remove it, but it might change the sound of the engine and possibly affect performance. If you're going for a different sound or a bit more airflow, some people replace it with a performance intake. Just make sure to check any impact on your warranty.
Okay, so I can remove it and it'll be louder and make turbo noises?
Exactly. Removing the resonator can make the turbo sounds more noticeable and give the engine a throatier sound. Just be aware it might not be a huge difference, but you'll definitely hear more of that turbo spool.
I mean, any turbo spool is better than none.
Absolutely. It's always nice to hear that turbo whistle. Just make sure everything's sealed up properly after removing it to avoid any issues.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Huge mistake in the relationship between humans and these other civilizations. When we detonated the first atomic bomb and the subsequent ones, when those go off, there's an attending so-called scalar or longitudinal wave that is faster than the speed of light that disrupts the fabric and communication and propulsion guidance systems of extraterrestrial vehicles. This is why they came in huge force in the 40s and 50s. And this is why every single atomic and nuclear weapons storage facility, processing plant and base and ship has been surveilled by these ET vehicles, because they, when those things are used, it's like tearing the fabric of space-time.
And in the hybrid programs that I was associated with, they were cloning not only species like plants and animals, but they were also regenerating tissues of extraterrestrials and growing them and then cloning them. And then they started cloning humans a very long time ago. It's interesting now that in the news, after talking about this a few times, that now they're coming forward. China just has been doing it forever, but in their underground facilities, cloning people, cloning, of course, you heard about, they cloned their first primate. And hey, they can clone a primate. This verifies what I'm talking about. Well, they can definitely clone a human. And they're also growing humans for organs. But clones are everywhere. Human, extraterrestrial, they're wandering all over. You know, some people will refer to these as doppelgangers because they can grow a human to look like someone and mind program and implant them with circuitry and things like this. And they will really think they had this life and implant them into a business or into whatever organization they want.
Well, is there a hidden agenda? Because you've just brought something up that just scares the living daylights out of me. To replace us with a clone, and who would know the difference?
This is one of the probably only times, George, that you got me on a negative part, because there is an agenda. There are hundreds of people being cloned in underground facilities in Australia and in some parts of the United States. There's no reason to, clone people and keep it a secret and make horrible experiments on these people and mind implant them.
We're primarily concerned about humans cloning human for their own purpose.
Right.
But what about ETs cloning humans?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not aware of any extraterrestrials that are, cloning humans. I am aware of extraterrestrial beings that are collecting DNA from humans.
That's been ongoing.
Ongoing, but for a good reason, not for a bad reason. They can make anything too. I mean, they're already at an advanced level of science that we would not understand to do that if they needed to.
Is a clone, Emery, basically human being identical to the clone? And so they eat, they sleep, they do everything that a human does?
No, because they're, they still have to go through the growing process. It's a lot of work.
You can't speed that up.
Well, they have sped it up. They can make a George Noory in about 8 years, from baby to you.
Okay.
The problem is the brain cannot grow that fast as the body can. There seems to be a problem they're having with the brains.
What's the agenda? What's the mission here to clone?
I don't know that agenda. I can just give you my opinion on it, that they would use it for a fear type thing, such as a fake alien invasion, definitely control, like a secret army, a secret group of assassins. It's very frightful just to know that they're doing this on a mass production conveyor belt is horrifying enough.
Have you been watching the news recently?
Tariffs 101. Before you comment on them, know what they are. Roll it.
It's important to remember that tariffs aren't just tools for trade wars. They're a key part of economic independence. Before income tax was introduced in 1913, tariffs were the main source of revenue for the U.S. government. This allowed the country to fund itself and grow without directly taxing citizens. Tariffs protect American workers and industries from being undercut by low-cost, lower-quality foreign goods, allowing American businesses to compete and thrive. By levying tariffs, we maintain jobs and encourage domestic production, both crucial for national security and prosperity. Tariffs also help the U.S. negotiate better trade deals, pushing other countries to lower their trade barriers in exchange. So, who would oppose tariffs? Globalists.
These are
corrupt
great,
politicians
these
and crooked
videos.
elites whose only care is wealth and power. They take advantage of cheap labor and lax regulation abroad. They take advantage of you.
Subscribe!
Enough is enough. Tariffs are about valuing our workers, our consumers, and our nation. Let's keep jobs in America and use tariffs the way our forefathers did, to protect our economy and our future. We need strong economic policies. We need tariffs, not taxes. We need to put America first and begin a new golden age.
If you want more good news, follow or subscribe.
Do you really think Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves out of the kindness of his own heart? It's kind of hard to do when your heart is black. He wanted us gone, as in out of the country, off the continent, like forever. Let's squash this fairy tale right now. Abraham Lincoln did not believe in racial equality. He didn't think black folks and white folks should or could coexist. He said it himself in 1858 during a debate. Lincoln told the crowd, and I quote, "I am not, nor ever have been, in favor in any way of bringing about the social and political equality of the white and black races." That part always gets left out for some reason. When he issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, it wasn't some moral awakening. It was a war tactic. He freed enslaved people in Confederate states. Not in the North or border states, right? Because he wanted to destabilize the South, not uplift black lives. But here's the part they really don't want you to know. Lincoln did not want black people to stay in America. He wanted to deport us. He pushed colonization plans to send freed black people to places like Central America, Haiti, even Liberia. Not one trip, not a few volunteers. Mass removal. In 1862, he brought black leaders to the White House, and he said, "It is better for us to be separated." He told them himself that black people and white people living together wasn't realistic. He encouraged them to convince others to leave. That's the great emancipator. A man who couldn't imagine a future with us in it. Funny, because he didn't stay around long after that, did he? He saw black people as a problem to be exported. Not citizens, not equals. Just inconvenient remnants of a system he didn't even have the guts to fully denounce. Whenever you hear somebody romanticizing Lincoln, remind them that he didn't free us because he loved us. He freed us because he couldn't figure out how to get rid of us fast enough. The only reason colonization didn't happen was because black people said no. Because we knew this was our land too. We built it, bled for it, and we weren't going anywhere. Let them keep their statues and their myths. We're gonna keep the truth.
Learn to do things slow. This is how you regulate your nervous system. Learn to do things slower. Walk slower, eat slower, talk slower. Calm down. If you constantly here, there, doing this, doing that, everything super fast, this, that, fast, your nervous system has no time to catch up. Your nervous system runs off of electricity. You're literally short-circuiting yourself. Calm down, slow down. This is why things like meditation are important. Calm down, slow down. You don't have to be busy all the time. Calm down. You ever notice how when you breathing fast, your heart beating fast? But when you your heart starts to beat slower and slower. If you want to regulate your nervous system, you need to learn to do things slower so your nervous system has time to calm down.
The only way you can win down here is to become God. Because if you don't do it down here, you got to come back. And keep coming back till you get it done. Because that's what you are. John chapter 10, verses 31, 36, right there in the same Bible y'all been reading and carrying around and Mama been talking about. But she keep telling you about Jesus. And what is needed is somebody to tell you about you. That's what self-knowledge is about. That's what Moorish science is about. That's what astrology is about. It tells you about you as God, as a replica of the universe. That's what this knowledge does. If you wonder why so many children are lured into the world of shade and darkness, death and anger, greed and fear, because they have no knowledge of themselves. If you are not able to follow your God, you're going to follow somebody else's. You're going to follow somebody down here. Or fall into a derision of confusion as the ones who succumb to drugs. They are not following anybody. They're following their glands. And drugs have overwhelmed their glands, so they are slaves in the real sense of the word. A slave is not someone who works for someone else. A slave is someone who succumbs, surrenders to something else. That's what a slave is.
What happens if the U.S. Navy tries to sink its own carrier? They tried. In 2005, the U.S. Navy took the retired USS America on one last mission, not into battle, but into a live fire test. Instead of scrapping it, the Navy used it to see how much punishment a supercarrier could really take. The goal is push it to the limit using real weapons, controlled detonations, and live explosives. But the test lasted 4 weeks. The result is the America refused to sink. Its double-layered hull and internal compartment design proved far more durable than expected. This wasn't a World War II-era ship. It was built to survive serious hits. Explosives tore through the decks. Missiles and torpedoes followed. Still, the ship stayed afloat. In the end, Navy teams had to go inside the ship and rig explosives from within to finally send it to the bottom of the Atlantic. It proved that U.S. carriers are absolute beasts. If one ever does go down, it won't go quietly.
China has entered the era of dark factories.
Who has? God. China. Dark factory.
It's a fully automated factories with no workers and no lights.
Because they don't need them because they're robots.
And the factories run 24/7 in the dark.
Dude, imagine just walking in there, pitch dark, and you just hear all the noises.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Look at here.
Whoa.
Are these cars?
Those are robots.
No, what are they making? Shut up.
Isn't that crazy though? It's super creepy.
Yeah, I don't like that, man.
It's very Matrix feeling.
It's kind of cool though when they're doing the zapping and you can see it like a fireworks show.
That's all we care about at the end of the day. It's fun though.
Because I'm trying to tell y'all, people didn't know the Titanic sunk on purpose. They didn't know, and they monetized the shit. That's why I say it's so much hidden knowledge, and people caught flack when I said this, but a lot of people liked it when I said that if the regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today helped black people or any people get out of their current situation, they would have never introduced it to us, which is true.
Right.
Because the Vatican has so much fucking like books, all type of
This makes
architecture.
sense.
They have real knowledge
This
that
really
a lot
makes
of people
sense.
ain't even ready for, but they give us this.
Right.
Anytime your enemy gives you something, it's not for your use,
They
bro.
gave us shackles.
That's all it is. And
Wow.
that's, see, listen, the Bible, like I say, the Bible is what keep broke people from killing rich people.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? That's the glue. You see what I'm saying?
What?
It's a belief system, bro. Everything is built around belief systems.
Like, it feels like Netanyahu is running the White House and Trump's just signing and doing whatever they say, right? It feels like Netanyahu should be sitting in the Oval Office as they demand hate speech laws and they get what they want. Every day they're announcing something that they're going to do to further support Israel. And that something is now looking to me like a detriment to American freedom. And if you can't see that, okay, it is time for you to take off the rose-colored glasses. Because just because Trump was against all of this in 2016 does not mean that he does not have people that are around him who are for this now that we are in 2025. And I won't tolerate it. If I had the courage to stand up to my race when they were saying these things, I will be damned if you think that I don't have enough courage to stand up to ethnic supremacy as it is now again coming into the country under the guise of hatred for Jews, when in fact it's hatred for Bibi Netanyahu routinely blowing up children and us being told that we're not allowed to speak about it.
Please, for the love of God,
Crazy,
tell me that
right?
I'm wrong. Did you know that in 2028, the Olympics is going to be held in Los Angeles County?
Okay.
But not just Los Angeles County, but it includes all of the northern regions of Los Angeles County. Places which include the Pacific Palisades, the San Fernando Valley, and Altadena. With just so happens to be the place that is burning right now. And then I keep hearing about 2028 Smart LA, which is Governor Newsom's plan to prepare Los Angeles County and all the surrounding areas for the influx of millions upon millions of people that will be coming for the 2028 Olympics. And Newsom has emphasized for a comprehensive recovery plan, which he's calling the Marshall Plan, for, get ready for this, LA 2.0. The entire reconstruction, which would cover over 40,000 acres. I mean, this is just for informational purposes only, but it's coincidence until it's not.
What if I told you it's not just Diddy? There's even deeper and darker secrets Hollywood has.
Watch
You
this.
think the Diddy thing is big? If you're the type of person and you think the Diddy thing is big, fucking buckle up. Because it's literally every politician, every big ass celebrity, every big actor. It's not just one guy that was off the rails and, oh, we just found out. Are you fucking kidding me? We are about to learn publicly, right? Actually been happening at the top. And it's fucked up. And a lot of people's consciousness are not going to be able to handle it because it is dark and it is twisted. And I know you might think I'm speaking vaguely, but no.
It's not that just one or two celebrities are bad and doing very dark things. They're all somehow connected. Diddy was probably just the fall guy. I don't think they just let anybody become an A-list celebrity. There's probably some very dark ritualistic things you have to do to gain their trust. Remember, it's probably not just one bad apple. The whole tree is probably rotten. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Stay weird.
I've been trying to make this video for like 5 minutes. They won't let me. So yeah. So when they say that they put fuel in a in the airplane, right? They say they put it in the wings, right? Search this shit. They say that the fuel goes in the wings of an airplane, right? So how much fuel are you putting in there, right? Go check that shit out. It's mind blowing. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that, like I said, an airplane does not fly. An airplane levitates, okay? That's why an airplane doesn't need fuel to fly, because it's harnessing the ether's energy, okay? Free energy. It doesn't need fuel to fly, because it's anti-gravity. It's levitating, okay? It's using the energy around it. Just like a bee, when it flaps its wings, it creates frequency that allows it to levitate. That's what the turbines do. Okay, that's how the airplane is able to tap into free energy in the sky. They don't need fuel to fly. The fuel that they say they pump it in is to make clouds. That's why they put the fucking fuel in the wings. Or, not the fuel, the chemical bullshit. That's why they go in the wings. So they can disperse it. Think.
Oh, this was eye-opening, like, in a way. I mean, I can't say much about it because I'm not an aerospace expert, so I mean, someone is just, you know, it's a lurch what he's saying, but then yeah, it makes some sense. I mean, they've been hiding a lot of things from us, so yeah, probably he knows where he's getting information from, so yeah. But then we've come to the end. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any content that I post, you will be the first to get it. I hope you enjoyed this. Adios amigos, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.